If you see the verses of the Quran, and whenever we read the verses of the Quran about the sacrifice, then we can always remember the greatest sacrifice of humanity, of the whole human beings in the world, the greatest of all sacrifice, and that is by the family of the Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu, especially his grandson Hussein, who can only save his life and his family life with just one word of injustice, or one word of accepting the injustice or accepting the evil, that he can accept Yazid as his Khalifa, and then they can save everything. But this life is not that about you can live here forever. No, his life is about to give your life for the sake of Allah, in the way of Allah. That is a success for a person when he gives his life for the sake of Allah. We can see today there are people, when they see the evil, they just close their eyes and they don't mind to do something against it. But not like the Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu family, who are the example for us. So they did not close their eyes, but they stand up against the evil. And they give their lives, even though they know that they are going to die, but they are willing to give their life for the sake of Allah against the injustice. The Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu, he trained his grandchildren, his family, that this life is for sacrificing for Allah, doing good to the people, saving people from the harm, and giving good for the people in whatever way you can do, whatever struggle you can do to bring good to the people and avoid people from the harm. Kindness to the people and not to the cruel to the people. And always to stand up against the injustice, stand up against the unfair, stand up against the injustices. That is the night. Tonight is the 10th of Muharram, or the Ashura. This night is the night of Ashura, because tomorrow is Ashura, daytime, nighttime is start the day, Maghrib is the start of the day, the sunset, and until the next sunset will be considered as a day. So Ashura is started tonight, after Maghrib, after sunset, and the Ashura will be continue until tomorrow at sunset also. And what happened in Ashura? There are lots of things happen on the day of Ashura. Ashura means the 10th day of Muharram. Muharram is the first month of calendar which Allah created since when He created the heavens and the earth. Allah said in the Quran that the 12 months Allah created. When He created the heavens and the earth, means when Allah created the universe, there were 12 months. So moon has always changing its shape and making for us the day, a month. So we are in the first month of calendar, which is Muharram, and the 10th day of the Muharram is Ashura, and which has so many things happen, like Adam alayhi salam, when he was out from Jannah, paradise, because of eating from the tree, and he was forgiving on the day of Ashura. Prophet Noah alayhi salam was saved, Noah was saved with his people from the flood, and that is the day of Ashura. Prophet Ibrahim alayhi salam was saved from the fire, and that was the day of Ashura. Yunus alayhi salam, the Prophet Jonah, he was saved from the whale, and that was the day of Ashura. And Musa alayhi salam was crossed the Red Sea with his people, Bani Israel, and that was the day of Ashura. But the greatest thing happened on the day of Ashura is the martyrdom of the Prophet grandchild Hussein, grandson Hussein, and his whole family, the family of the Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu. They given their life for the sake of Allah, for the justice, against the evil. And what is the things we can do? Like today we fast, so tomorrow we are going to fast, and 11 we are going to fast. It's like solidarity with the family of the Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu. They were in hardship, they have no food and water. They were martyred, and others, the women, were captured. So we are making solidarity with them. We are copying them, imitating them. Then Allah can please us and be happy with us and forgive us. Like Prophet Ibrahim's wife and Hagar, when they sacrificed in Makkah, and the Prophet Ibrahim left them there, and then she was looking for the water and running between the two mountains. Then Allah wants us to copy this. And whatever the Prophet Ibrahim did when he was about to sacrifice his son, but he did not sacrifice his son, but Allah replaced it with a sheep. So we are copying that also. So what we can copy with this family of the Prophet Muhammad, when they were hungry and thirsty, and they were slaughtered and tortured and beheaded, but they never surrendered to evil tyrant, head of the state. So what we can copy, at least we can fast on the day of Ashura. And the Prophet said either 9 and 10 or either 10 or 11. So we decided to make 9, 10, 11, 3 days of fasting for the sake of Allah, imitating the great people of this humankind, the family of Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. We are going to fast to imitate them for their hardship, for the sake of Allah, to please Allah with us, and to save us from hellfire and enter to us in Jannatul Firdaus in paradise in next life forever. Amin. So night time, when the army of the Yazid, which was around 30,000, and Imam Husayn has 72 people, and there are women and children. So they were cornered in the place which Karbala. Karb means pain, and the Bala means subuk or test. So it's a place of pain and test, the ground of the test, that how you love Allah, you accept the evil, or you stand up for Allah and give the life. So it was a very great deal. So night time, the Imam Husayn said that they want me to surrender to Yazid and to accept him as the head of the state. So they are about my blood. So I'm allowing you, all of you can leave tonight. So tomorrow you are not going to be slaughtered. Because it's a one-sided army, one way of war. The 72 versus 30,000, so it's definitely, even how much they can struggle, even all day, but finally they are going to be lost the war for sure, definitely. He shut down the lamps, so no one can be embarrassed to leave, and he wants everybody to leave now. But when the lamps were enlightened, not even one person left him. So now everybody decided to give their life for Allah. So morning is start the battle. People go and they show the bravery, their courage, fighting to the evil people, the satanic people who were fighting to the family of Prophet Muhammad. They give their life one by one, but killing them a lot. So thousands of those evil people were killed, and one by one all the family of Prophet Muhammad and finance and companions were slaughtered one by one, and they were not drinking water for 3 days. So the brother of Hussein, the half-brother of Hussein, Abbas, he wanted to go and get the water. So when he was getting water, he did not drink it because he wanted the children to drink first. So while he was going back, while he was fighting with them, they cut his arm and they cut his second arm. When he hold the water skin in the mouth, the arrow shoot to the water skin, and water was fell, and he was not able to brought the water to the children, and he was also martyred or shaheed. Prophet's grandson, the Hussein, Imam Husayn radiallahu anhu, or Ali salam, he showed the child, his son, Ali Asghar, who was 6 months old, to tell them that at least you can give water to him. He cannot breathe anymore because of no water. So they shoot him arrow in the neck, in the throat, and then he was also martyred or shaheed. And then finally, the Imam Husayn, he went to the battlefield. He fought with them. He killed many of them, hundreds of them, and he has more than 100 wounds on his body. And finally, he was killed, martyred, and beheaded. And then they looted everything from the women. Only one son of Imam Husayn was survived because he was sick. He was not able to go to battlefield. He was in the camp. So they all were captured and brought to Yazid in Sham, in Damascus. And they were punished and humiliated. And the sister of Imam Husayn, she cursed upon them, and Allah cursed upon them, Allah, and those who are following them, and those who are imitating them, and those who are showing themselves as Yazid in the world today, doing injustices and evil to the people. So it is a great story and great example of sacrifice, and we can, good for us to learn this and to read about it and to share it with others, that we are in this world and our life is here, is about sacrifice, giving sacrifice for Allah, for everything. Wake up on Fajr is sacrifice on time. Pray 5 nights a day is a sacrifice. Fast in the month of Ramadan is sacrifice. Serving our parents, our wives and our children, taking care of them and providing them whatever they need and love them, it's also for the sake of Allah. Parents, when they sacrificed for us when we were children, And now we sacrifice for the parents to take care of them. And good with our relatives and our neighbors and all the human beings. Bring for them justice and not to do injustice to them. Prophet Muhammad said the meaning of a Muslim, a definition of a Muslim. A Muslim is the one from his hand and from his tongue, everyone has salim. Salim means safe, peace. So meaning of Muslim, a person who gives the peace, kapayapan from his hand and from his tongue, then he is a Muslim. But if the Muslim doesn't give the peace to the people with his hand and with his tongue, he hurt people with his bad words and he hurt people with his hands, then he is not a Muslim. Because the definition of Muslim, Prophet Muhammad said, a Muslim is the one who gives the peace, security, safety to the people with his hand and with his tongue. So may Allah guide us, may Allah forgive us. Inshallah, tomorrow we will fast second day and then third day will be after tomorrow. And tonight is the day of worship also, a great night. Tomorrow is the greatest day of the year, the Ashura. And one more thing is going to happen, the end of the world will happen on the day of Ashura. And the day of judgment will be on the day of Ashura also. So it is, tomorrow is like a day of judgment day for us because the day of judgment will be held on Ashura. So we can also do some worship during tomorrow, do some lectures or speak and learn about this great sacrifice which is happened on the day of Ashura. May Allah guide us.